Wicked, wicked. West Ham are massive. Wicked, wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked, yo, 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 yo. West Ham are massive. Everywhere we go. West Ham are massive. Tell them how we got this skill. West Ham are massive. Everywhere we go. West Ham are massive. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. West Ham are massive. West Ham are West Ham are massive. West Ham are massive.
God, that's long. That intro. I might have to fucking tone that down a little bit.
West Ham are massive.
Yeah, that's it. Show
Long
over.
people.
That's it. Too long that took. How are you, Mick? You all right?
Yeah, sweet as a nut, sand as a pound.
You all good? I'm gonna zoom. I'm gonna zoom you out a bit so we can all see you. In
You
in
taking the
glory. Is that
piss?
better? Yeah.
We had this before we started. I said, "Can you zoom me out?" He was all like, "No, I don't like it," and all this stuff. Now he has.
I like to see my face big on screen like that.
Your face looks big on screen, no matter where you are. You cunt.
Welcome everyone in the chat. I hope you're all well. Right, I'm on comments duty tonight because for some reason this platform has said, Mickey, fuck off, mate. You ain't coming in. Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah, that's weird though, isn't it? Because I done the watch along, everything was all right, but yeah, Nick's on.
You just need to log in. It was asking you for a username and password.
Yeah, but my login, remember, was yours.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, Jerome. Oh, anyway, we'll start giving passwords away in a minute.
Yeah, give me bank details out.
But yeah, what you been up to this weekend, mate? Anything good?
No, not really. I done my knee ligamenting, didn't I? So I've only just been resting it, really. I got bored yesterday, so went round my sisters and that.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, nothing. I had a roast today. That was good. But that was the highlight of my Sunday, having a roast.
Oh, fair enough, mate. Well, I've not had the most interesting weekend. I've laid my final floor because it's what I do. I lay floor on a weekend. I eat meat and I lay floor. So yeah, laid me final floor. It's done. It looks fucking immense. I'm actually buzzing because I've laid my final floor and I ain't got to do it no more. Honestly, my knees have been killing me, mate. I know you've got a problem with your knees at the minute, but yeah, it's just I'm too cumbersome to be doing stuff that low down. My belly gets in the way. Do you know the bit that does me in when you got to do the beading around the edges and you got to get down and fucking start tacking in the beading? Oh, mate. Because I've got a nail gun, but you use a nail gun, it mashes all the fucking beading up. So I've had to do it by hand. And
Yeah,
I ain't got the flexibility.
What annoys me sometimes, I don't know how it is now, but fucking the beading used to come up when I used to do it. Like eventually. Like used to just come loose eventually when I used to do the beading.
Oh, yes, because you done it wrong.
So like use like
Mine's never coming up.
Sorry, flooring expert.
Yeah, he's fucking 3-inch nails. Never coming up. I've gone through to next door with some of them nails. But no, anyway, it's enough floor talk. I mean, there ain't really too much more to talk about. I ain't been watching I mean, there's a lot to talk about, which we're gonna. I ain't been watching any football this weekend. I've pretended there is no football because we're not in any of the cups, so fuck them all. Couldn't even tell you who's been knocked out. Have you been monitoring any of it today, Mick?
Absolutely none.
Have you not?
Absolutely none. I've not watched. Again, I've not followed it. I don't even know. But I think when you said something about, I don't know even the team. I think you went Palace one or something. I don't know. And I was all like, well, okay.
Yeah.
I've got no interest in it. If West Ham ain't playing, don't care for it.
I think I heard that Man United got knocked out, which was good to hear. That's always good to hear. But
is that surprising though? Was that a surprise?
No, they're shit, aren't they?
They're
double shit. Double shit, they are. They're on the same points as us. They must be shit. And Spurs.
That's shit.
But I'll tell you what we'll do today, because we have got no football to review. I'm not going to go over the Leicester game again because I don't want to. So we're not going to do player ratings or anything. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. There weren't anyone that was over a 6 out of 10 in that performance anyway. For me, there really weren't. What about yourself, Mick? Could you think of any player that was more than a 6 out of 10 the other night?
Yeah, I can.
Go on. Who would it be?
I would say 3 of them. I'd say probably Wan-Bissaka, Cresswell, and probably Tadibo.
Fair enough. But yeah, not for me. Evening,
All right,
Nick and
Ryan,
Tough Day.
son. Ryan's loving me mullet. Go on, son.
Curly is a well. You get a lot of love for your hair in the chat, Mick.
Not really love. It's
No.
more.
Yeah.
Fucking hell! If I took notice of what these cunts said on here,
Yeah, I know.
I'd be bold.
You can't take any notice, mate. You got a
I
lovely.
don't take no notice. I love my hair at the moment.
You got a lovely head of hair, Mick. Don't listen to him.
I am. It's going bold. You know
Keep
what the
mugging him
problem
off
is, though,
everyone.
yeah?
He's got to get that fucking haircut. Go on.
When he's short, obviously you just seen it short. I got a big forehead. So when this blows up in the wind, I got like the Trump hair.
Have you? You got an 8-finger forehead?
I got a McDonald's hairline.
But look, what we are going to do today, I don't want it to get too serious or anything like that, because it's a football-free weekend. We had a chat yesterday. I had a chat with Adam, talking about my just some genuine concerns that I've got. That's all. It's got nothing to do with the fact that I'm losing faith in Potter and all this sort of stuff. But I'm not as blown away as everyone else. And also, as a caveat as well, I don't really care how it goes with Potter for the remainder of this season. I want him to be manager next year because we can't keep on fucking changing managers. And where I have finally arrived, as much as it pains me to say, is that I don't really necessarily think it matters at this point who's in the dugout while we've got these people running the club. So what is the actual point now? You know, we saw what they did after Moyes. They got Lopetegui in. You know, we've got Potter, who's better than Lopetegui. I just don't see the point while these people are running the club. And also I don't want to go pissing on everyone's chips because what I'm noticing as well is a lot of the fan base have really sort of taken to Potter and they sort of see him as a big hope. And you know what? It's not because anyone's stupid or anything. People are clinging to it because we need it to a degree. You need to believe. You know, I just feel like we're becoming like the fucking Del Boy and Rodney club. You know, this time next year. It's 3 years. It's been shit in the league now, and it's every time you know a season starts, and you're like, "Fuck, I can't wait for this season to end next year. Next year we'll be better next year." Just feels like it's the way it's going.
My sister's bloke asked me a question yesterday, and he said to me, "How do you feel about West Ham at the moment?" Right. Yeah. So then I said, "He's a Man United supporter," so I went, "Better than your fucking team." Right. Yeah. But then I said, no, look, what it is, I said, I've got to hold on to the fact or something that he's trying to just get the defence sorted out, stop conceding so many goals, I'll make more of a unity against around the players and that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're seeing, and that's what I'm just hoping for. And then hopefully see a different kind of play.
That's what we've seen.
I don't like because I'm everyone who's watched this for longer, like for a couple of years, has always seen that myself and yourself has always been advertising for more entertaining football.
Yeah.
So I don't personally like the Pep Guardiola way of playing, which everyone seems
especially when you ain't got Pep Guardiola players.
Oh, of course, but I'm not that sort of person where it's just I'm more of a Liverpool fast on the break sort of and fast football fan.
Yeah,
basically. So
but Mick, you like attacking football. It don't even need to be technical. When people say, "What do you want?" You didn't like because I had this question in the comment. You didn't like Moyes because he done the defensive low block, and now you got Potter who does like look at the possession stats. What do you want? Just want to see my team attack. That's it.
We've never shied away from that. We've never said anything different
that's it.
on this channel. We've never
as
said
simple as that.
Different.
Just want to see it. I don't want to see my team defending deep and having little to no options going forward. And I really don't want to see for long portions of the game us passing sideways and backwards. No. Especially when I'm at a game, that drives me even more mental. And it does other fans as well. It's all you can hear. Pass the fucking ball forward. There's nothing worse than when a player runs with the ball, they check, they turn around, they go back again. It drives you mental, mate. It does.
No, that's right. But I can understand it. I can understand it if it is just getting, like I said before, when we got Potter, he's not the manager I wanted, but we found ourselves in a position. We are, you're a Liverpool fan against the perm. Yeah, that's it, John. calm down, son. But we found ourselves in a position where Potter's the manager that's needed at the moment to get that solidarity and people back together again. So
absolutely. Look. There are positives from this, and the positives are we was an absolute mess when Potter came in terms of the one thing. I'm not even talking about the football under Lopetegui, right? Because I mean, with all due respect, it wasn't the worst start to a Premier League season, as bad as it was that we've ever had. We're lucky we got the points that Lopetegui got. We got 24 points under him, I think. So and a lot of them was lucky, but we did get some points in. But he was destroying the unity in that club, and a lot of players were wanting out, and for that reason, that's why he went. That's the reason the club got rid of him, not for any other reason. They didn't get rid of him because we was having a shit Premier League season. They got rid of him because it was player power. He was falling out with everyone. So yeah, mate, I don't know. I just think what we've seen when he's come in, Potter's repaired that. He's what you can see now from the team on the pitch. You can see that they're together. You can see that they seem happier, and you can see that they know what they're doing first and foremost. So that much I can see. They he's obviously very good at delivering instructions, and he's a good man manager. We know this. We know this much about him.
Yeah.
I've been impressed by in terms of the football. I've not been impressed. I don't buy this pre-season bullshit.
No,
we're in pre-season now because I'll tell you what. If it's true, if we're in pre-season, then why are we playing a load of players that we think are not going to be here next year?
Well, not only that, but how long do you get in pre-season? What do you get? 6 weeks, something like that?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if this is being used as a pre-season for next year, then with all due respect, why are we seeing players in the team that are probably not going to be here next year? And why are we using someone like Ferguson, who clearly ain't going to fucking be here next season, at the expense of someone like Guilherme, who's just still being refused minutes? I would rather him get minutes than that fucking Ferguson off the bench. He's our player.
I can't understand that. I mean, I really want to see Guilherme. He's looked a bright spark when he comes on. Maybe he ain't ready, but fuck it, let's try him out because.
Tell you what, Mick, Ferguson ain't ready, is he?
I was just about to say that because I tell you what, Ferguson ain't ready. We've got him on loan, and he's not ready. We can't. It's like we didn't learn our lesson with that fucking what's his name, Phillips. Getting someone in on loan who wasn't ready. Don't get wrong, he's more ready than Phillips. But if a player ain't ready, how can you get someone on loan for half the season?
Yeah. See, this one here, Brian. This is going to be the litmus test for me. What is going to determine whether or not I'm going to buy into this? And I'm bought into it. Like I said to you, you will not see me go on a Potter out thing now. I'm not. I'm done because I feel like the problems are higher now. I do. So whether he succeeds or he don't. Whatever, that's not going to happen. I'll still moan, but I'm done on the manager front now. I think Potter will be fine. The players look happy. A lot of the fans seem happy as well. But for me personally, as a football fan, if we arrive at a stage later in this fucking season, because don't forget, in the last 2 games, he's the one who wanted to recall James Ward-Prowse, and James Ward-Prowse has played every minute of every game since he's come in. And I hear people saying, and he's looked good when he's come on the pitch. But him, Alvarez, and Souček in the midfield for a team that want to play possession-based football is a fucking disaster. It is. You're not going to create anything from open play. The 2 goals that we scored against Leicester, that was fuck all. There was nothing chances. The Cresswell one, the cross shouldn't have got through their centre back, and the other one was from a corner. We didn't really create anything there. Whenever we've faced anyone better than a Leicester this season so far, and if you just look under Potter, you look at Fulham. Fulham played us off the park, and we were lucky to get that win. Yep. Palace played us off the park and battered us. Brentford played us off the park and battered us. So whenever you play a better version, so it's going to be interesting to see what we do against Newcastle, who now haven't got Gordon because apparently he got red carded today, and Isaac and Isaac. So they're without 2 players. It'll be interesting to see how we do against Newcastle, because. Yeah, I think Potter's going to be more geared up to play on a counter attack. So we're more likely to maybe sort of shine and get something out of a game against a better team like an Arsenal, because he is a defensive manager. That much I do know now. I've done some more research on him. I've had a conversation with another very well-known YouTuber, West Ham YouTuber, one of the more sensible ones, you might say, who he doesn't put emotion into it, and I was quite surprised with what he said, and he basically said, I don't know where the myth came from that Potter is an attacking manager, because he's not. So So
but I don't know where that myth come from. Have you ever looked at Potter and like when he was at Brighton and that and thought this is an attacking manager?
Because I won't pretend to have watched Brighton when West Ham weren't playing them, so I don't know. So what I do know is he outthought Moyes whenever we played him. I knew that much.
Yeah.
I knew that much, and obviously their football looked way better than ours. You know, when we was under David Moyes, because we hardly ever had the ball, and we was playing a low block. But yeah, I don't know. And this for me, this is one where I'm so desperate. I'm so desperate because I like Potter. I like Potter as a person. I like him as a man. I like him as a manager. I do. I really like him, and I'm desperate for him to succeed. And I'm desperate for the concerns that I genuinely have to be put to bed, because I'm not fully on board with this at the moment in terms of, I'm not buying all this trust the process shit and all that at the moment. If Thomas Souček and James Ward-Prowse are still front and centre of that midfield come the last game of this season, and you still got Alvarez being subbed on 60 minutes, then I'm sorry. And we've got all these other players available. If he's still picking these players towards the end of the season, then as far as I'm concerned, I ain't looking forward to next year. I'm not, because it just proves that it's going to be no different. And the other thing as well, we know that the club are pushing the agenda out at the moment that we're skint. We know they're pushing the agenda out that we're skint. It's coming out through Sean Whetstone and everyone else that we've got to sell. Now, it looks like Alvarez is expendable because he keeps on being subbed on 60 fucking minutes while they stay on the pitch all game. Kudus will probably go. And then Paqueta, if either whatever happens, or if he gets cleared, he'll probably get sold on as well. So at that point, I think what they're going to try and do is go back to almost strip it back. Bear in mind, we can't go back to go forward. We're in 16th place, 15th place. We can't go back, you know. So this worries me, because I think what they've got in their idea is to go with the Brighton model, because we've got the Brighton manager and one of the Brighton scouts. Well, bear in mind, these people left Brighton. They got better. The whole scouting team went better. The reason the success is at Brighton was because, and in terms of their recruitment, being able to go out and find a player like Casiado and McAllister and stuff like that, that was due to Tony Bloom's recruitment algorithm that he's got. That's what that is, you know, because all of those people left and they just carried on fucking doing it. I don't think you won't get a manager fail at Brighton because of how well that club is run.
No, you won't. But then we also won't do that.
But the worry is, Mick, is that they're going to try and strip it all back and take away our best players, and then go out to try and replicate what Brighton are doing, but not with not with that behind them, with fucking Karen Brady and Sullivan at the helm.
No, but this was the problem, right? So this is the problem. So we've got great players at the moment, individuals.
Yeah, we have.
Right, so we've got that already. But they tried. We all know that Sullivan was a big admirer of the Brighton model, right? So we kind of tried that when we brought in Steiden and stuff like that, and we thought we was going in that direction. But the problem is Sullivan loves to get involved. He loves it. So he will never, ever relinquish control over the buying players and looking at players and all that. He wants to be involved in that. So we can never be a Brighton model like that. Even if we had the players in, it's just never going to work.
It's never going to work.
I'm going to be gutted when the likes of Kudus, we all know it was a stepping stone club. We said that for ages. Paqueta, probably, all their good players that we've not made the most of will go. And although they're expected to go, it's just annoying that we've not got the best out of them. We've not seen the showcase of them. We did see that when Kudus first coming, but he's not cracked on. So people now saying he's played shit this season. For me, he's not played shit. He's just been found out by other clubs and they surround him. But he still works his bollocks off. But he just ain't been as good as last season. So that's how I see it. But we won't be that model of Brighton.
No, but what worries me is like I've just said, is that we are being queued up to sell our better players, who a lot of people are buying into. You know, I'm sorry, I can't see us replicating. We're not going to be going out. I mean, there's looking in Scotland. I said it the other day. We ain't going to go and find a McAllister or a Casiedo in fucking from Dunfermline, are we? That's not going to happen. So I am concerned. I am worried about it because our scouting side of things has not changed. Carl McCauley is now Tim Stuyton in terms of he's the new fire blanket. He's the one that's going to be used to go and get deals done for players that Brady, Salthouse, Sullivan get. That isn't changing. That's going to be the same. They are still going to be the ones that go out and get their players. I mean, I must admit, they gave him Ferguson in this window, but I think that was mutually beneficial because it looked good for Sullivan as well to go out and get a striker.
Well, it's something that we needed. So then it looked like we was doing something. It was kind of better than nothing, if you like.
Yeah.
But basically, for the minutes he's played and how ready he is and how long we've got him for, I don't know if it is like better than nothing in a way.
No, it's I'm not sold on him at all.
No, but I ain't. Like when Falkirk is back, which he should be back soon, because he had a good 2 games. Do you think he scored 2 games in a row, I think, or something like that before he got injured? I would prefer to see Falkirk, which is amazing, start ahead of Ferguson in this setup, in this Potter setup.
All day long.
Yeah, I think it'd be better.
Particularly with what we saw of him in that first game against Aston Villa where he got injured. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah. Like he tried to bust a nut. He got injured by trying to bust a gut. I always say bust a nut. Always say bust a nut. Always that. But bust a gut to try and get up. And that's when he pulled his fucking hamstring or whatever it was.
Yeah. But people are saying. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a lineup at the moment, right? So
I just want to shout out to Alan. though. Give us a sticker. So woo!
Oh, cheers, Alan. Sorry, mate. I'm on the comments tonight, people. I'm useless.
Kent Hammers, I've seen your comment as well. Pew, 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 pew.
Cheers, Al. Thanks very much, mate.
I've seen your comment twice saying about me and Joe Schwash. Mate, I've got it for years. I've always had Joe Schwash. Before people, when I worked at the thing, before people knew I was called Mickey, they were going, "Oh, you sound like Joe Schwash. We're going to call you Mickey." Because his name was Mickey in EastEnders. And I was like, well, that is my name.
But for me, I kind of if this is how we finish the season, I mean, look, people are saying that he's going to be backed in the summer. He is going to be backed in the summer, but he's going to be backed after big players are sold. We've got to sell to buy. Is the message is coming out from the club? We're being queued up for it. And when you think about it, I don't think that you probably can't stand in these players' way. To be honest, I mean, this is 2 shitty Premier League seasons in a row now, and we're looking like we're going to be finishing 15th or 14th. You know, if we're lucky, that's just not good enough. You know, for top players, they're not going to be happy with that. It don't matter who the manager is and whether they like him or not. These players are ambitious. They're going to want to do more, aren't they?
Of course they are. Of course they are. So, look, listen. Really, the biggest test. Kind of writing this season off. The season's dead. I think the season's done.
Yeah, but every season. That's what I was saying earlier on, mate. Every season for the last 3 has been dead, and then we get the expectation, we get all the excitement. I mean, we won this transfer window. Every fan, including me, was saying, "Oh, what a fucking window! We're going to smash it this year." And I've just literally, I'm losing.
Can you put that comment up from Jason?
I'm just losing a bit of hope with it. I've got to be honest.
Can you put that comment up from Jason, who looks like Postecoglou in that photo? All right, Jason, how you doing, mate? In a space, so he's done wonders. Can you explain how?
Has he done wonders?
How? Like I get it from the bringing the team together.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
No, but I'll get it from the getting the team together. But what he's done wonders in, I don't know how. Like I genuinely don't. It's not me having a go at Potter. I think that, like I said, he's a manager that's needed right now. But I don't know how he's done wonders. I don't.
I'll tell you what. If Lopetegui or Moyes had been behind that performance against Leicester the other day, he would have been ripped to shreds.
Yeah,
they'd have been ripped to fucking shreds. They would have been.
This is my thing. I get that he's trying to consolidate the defence and the team and playing that. I get it, but when you're playing, look, like I kept on saying it on the watch along. We controlled that game. We fully controlled that game.
Yeah,
but we done nothing in that game.
No.
So which is really mad. So it's all right controlling it, but when you do nothing, I was really hoping to see more creativity, loads of it. I really wanted to see it, and that was a perfect game to get it because they was offering nothing, Leicester.
Obsidian. Last 3 Premier League seasons, dead. Last 3 Premier Leagues in the Premier League, dead. They have been. We've been shit for 3 years in the Premier League. Dog shit. We literally have been. We're fodder in the Premier League. We are now established fodder in the Premier League, as far as I can see it. You know, and when you look at the likes of Brighton, the way they play football, and Bournemouth, the way they play football, and Fulham, it's fucking terrifying me that we're going to strip back the gems that we've got in the hope that Sullivan and Brady are going to go out and spend that money and reinvest it. And like I said, this isn't really got anything to do with Potter. Right? He definitely isn't a magician, right? He's not. He's a good manager and he's a good coach. That's what he is. Before he came to us, he had a 28% win ratio throughout that's his record, you know, in the Premier League. He's a good, solid manager, but he's incredibly pragmatic. But he won't be able to turn us into something special if you don't give him the tools. He won't be able to.
Yeah, but Jason, there's your reply, Jason. Morale is the best he's been all season. I'm not debating that. I really ain't debating what you said there, Jason. Yeah. But it's not working wonders. It's not really working wonders.
But Mick, can I say, and this isn't taking credit away from Potter for that, because obviously he's done amazing since he's been in. But if Lopetegui was the toxic influence that we all think he was, removing Lopetegui is going to fix a lot of those problems.
I was just about to say that. Before you said that, I was just about to say,
it is.
Getting rid of Lopetegui, give the players an uplift. There were so many players, and not. But again, like you said, not taking nothing away from Potter. I think what people, when they comment about how we're being negative, we're not negative, right? So I don't see it as a negative. I just see it as I'm commenting on what we're seeing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're seeing. And if you can say that you've looked at any of them games that we've played, apart from the first half of Villa,
I think Arsenal was a tremendous defensive performance. It was.
But that's fine because you're going up against Arsenal. When you're going up against Leicester, like I said, I kept saying it. We controlled that game. We fully controlled that game. We was in control, but we done nothing with that control. And it's not me being, I'm down depressed. No, that's just a reality of what I saw. That's my opinion. And everyone's entitled to their opinions. That's my opinion on that game. We done the watch along. And believe me, it wasn't a fucking easy watch along to do. Everyone who was in the watch along with me can clarify that. Don't worry, Jason. I know what you meant about skulls. It's all right, mate. I know exactly what you meant.
What's that?
No, because it's predictive text, and sometimes you write the name in or something, and it gives a nothing thing. No, it's good to have a different bit of opinion. So,
skulls. Fuck me, he ain't got a picture. Well, hang on. I'm using some different software. So it's just in response to what I would like to see from us towards the end of the season, because a lot of what people are saying at the moment, which is, you know, we haven't got the options, we haven't got this, that, the other. I do disagree. I do. Still, our best performance of this season was against Newcastle away with Soler and Paqueta ripping the shit out of Newcastle in central midfield. We ripped them to pieces. So that for me, that is your midfield, and that is what you need, because there is a problem. Do you know when you play this Pep Guardiola style football, which is what you said earlier on, which is the model? The model is you get the ball, you don't play in quick transition. You don't get the ball and go forward. You know, you hold on, you wait, you're patient, and you try and draw the opposition out. The trouble with that is that whenever you do try and attack, you're always going to be attacking against a settled defence, because you've allowed the defence, the opposition, to settle back into their shape. So you're never going to catch them on the op. It's never going to happen because you're not getting forward quick enough. I like the element of surprise. I like it when, you know, elements of counter-attacking football, you know, getting in behind them. We've got players that flourish with that. Kudus, Bowen, you know. Paqueta is a creative player that flourishes from that. He looks forward. Paqueta don't pass sideways and backwards. He passes forward. So we've got a lot of players that flourish in transition, which means that they come alive when we're on the ball and they want to go forward. But what this type of football is no, wait, be patient, stop, you know. And the thing is, it's all well and good if you've got Man City level players that can thread the ball through the eye of a needle, and you've got the likes of Haaland and you've got Foden who are doing all their bits and pieces. But when you haven't got that, and this is probably why chance creation was so low when Potter was at Brighton, because although he had a lot of the ball, chance creation weren't great. They didn't get a lot of chances. But that's the reason why. Because if you ain't got world-class players that can do that, you're going up against a settled defence. Well, good luck.
Yeah, I get it. Look, that Ken Hammers comment, you put that up next season. I agree with that, Ken. I'm with you on that. But what people got to realise is we do a YouTube show about West Ham and the games that we've played. So we do obviously got an opinion that he's going to match others and not so much. So if we was to not do or say how we feel and give our opinion on what's happening at the moment, we might as well not do a show.
I've got something to say here, right? When people are saying, and a lot of people are saying this, he ain't got the tools. When people are saying he ain't got the tools, I think they're referring to the midfield. They're referring to Souček and James Ward-Prowse.
Or are they referring to he hasn't got his tools?
No. But I think that is what people are referring to in general. They're referring to our midfield. Well, like someone said it back in the chat. We've only got. Do you know what? I would bet money now that Thomas Souček and James Ward-Prowse start in midfield for us next season. I'd bet money on it. I genuinely will. Now I'm convinced. When he came in, I thought Souček's going to be out. He's going to be gone. I thought the same under Lopetegui. He fucking ain't. He's a mainstay. He's done a piece in saying that he was a dream player, that type of thing. He's pulled James Ward-Prowse back. James Ward-Prowse has played every minute when Alvarez has been pulled off. I think that's showing you which players are expendable and which players are not. So I actually think there's certain players that we think might be moved on. Talking about his tools, they're going to be the fundamental tools for next year. Players that will be moved on are the players that do like to play in quick transition. They are. They're, as far as I'm concerned, players like Kudus, who's going to struggle. He was good against Arsenal because he was playing counter-attack.
Yeah, it's an hard one, isn't it? Because that scares the life out of me, to be honest with you. That being Souček and James Ward-Prowse, because I've got to believe.
If I was gonna bet now, I would bet that they start the first game next season.
I've got to believe that that's not going to be the case, because I can't. It's fucking terrifying. That is. It's not. You said something, right? So with the back three, to the three centre backs and the two wing backs, you do not need two defensive midfielders in that system.
No, you don't.
You do not need that. That's so negative.
Mate, three centre backs, two CDMs at home against Leicester. They didn't even attempt to come forward, and we still stuck with that.
Yeah, we still stuck with that. So that's why it's hard, people, to sort of trying to look at it on the positive side to say he's trying to just solidify it or whatever it is and just get a base going. But it was Leicester fucking City. And it's at home. It was dead. It was absolutely dead at home. So fucking go for it. Especially if you're 2-0 up. Go for it. Who gives a fuck?
Gary Hegarty, you don't need any DMs. Yes, you do need a DM. You need one fucking DM. Especially if you're playing with three centre-backs. You don't need two. You don't need five central defenders on the pitch.
You don't need two. You know what? Alvarez could just do that. He's better on his own, I think, as well. He's no fucking about. He think he's better on his own doing that job.
But that for me, I do. Look. Brian Flowers says he bets me.
Yeah, go on, 50 quid.
You bet me $50. Souček and James won't start. Maybe one or the other, but not both. I'll tell you what, Brian Flowers. I'm going to clip this, right? Because you're always on here, so I know you're good for it, and I'm good for it as well. I'll bet you $50. I will do the trans, unless dollars are worth more than pounds. Come that point, I'll give you $50. But I'll tell you what, I will take that bet. Virtual handshake, right? Virtual handshake.
Right, but it's got to be a rule though that if both players are fit.
Yeah, both have got to be fit. All right,
and at the start,
mate, they will be fit. When have James Ward-Prowse and Souček ever been injured?
Yeah, I know, but they both got to be fit. And it come the start of the first game of the season, if they both start. Brian, you owe Nick 50 quid. If they don't both start, then Nick, you owe Brian 50.
Yeah, Brian, you owe me £50. I owe you $50 at the moment with the current exchange rate. All right. So I'll take that bet. All right. So we will remember this and come back to me. So yeah, I do now. I'm actually convinced, and I'm willing to take that bet so that I'm proven wrong, because I've been saying when Lopetegui came in, Souček's done, he's out. When Potter came in, Souček's out, he's done. And it isn't because I hate Souček, it's because I'm sick of our midfield and our lack of creativity. And for all the positives that Souček brings, the defence, he's a box player, he's great in both boxes. We lose so much in midfield, so much in terms of driving runs, athleticism, technical ability. You honestly, for the way that we want to play football, you can't have. We're going to need a battering ram, but one that can play fucking football. That's what we're going to need.
Can you put Emma's Mikey's one up there? Emma's Mikey, I'll take that. 30 quid.
What's that?
30 quid. Come on. Emma's Mikey's one.
What's that?
He says, I'll take the bet. JWP.
Yeah, I'm not doing another one. I'll be skid.
And Criswell.
Yeah.
No, I'll have that.
Right,
I'll have that with him. 30 quid. Come on.
Right, okay. But yeah, no, that's fine, mate. That's look, that's where I am now. That's where I am now. I'm because James Ward-Prowse has looked good since he's come back. He has. So against Leicester, but listen, mate, people were raving about us passing the ball well between midfield and our defence when Leicester weren't even pressing us. 5-yard fucking passes.
I know that.
My team could do that. They was literally turning the ball over, but we was getting no pressure whatsoever. So yeah. I don't understand it, mate.
But do you also think there's an element of the fucking shit play that we see from Loppe, which was just mental. It was all over the gap. So then to go from that to see a bit of passing that was going to people, they're getting all happy.
But that won't work. Well, it didn't work against Brentford, and it won't work against like teams like Palace. Teams that put you under pressure. We know that we've got where the likes of Souček struggles is when opposition players is when they target him.
Okay, 100 Gary.
No, but it's when they target him, Mick, isn't it? Souček. He can't operate under pressure on the ball. He can't. He panics.
Yeah, so
that's the trouble that you've got then. Is when you're playing against a team in midfield where they are going to come up against you. And I do know that what Potter has done, which has been quite cute. He's played a lot of players. He plays that kind of box in the middle. They're very compact, so it mitigates what we're lacking in midfield because they haven't got to cover so much space, and it is more compact. So it works a little bit better. But fuck me, that's all about defensive solidity, really. If you want to be more expressive and you want to get forward and start carving teams open, especially if the future is going to be without Paqueta, Kudus, and players like that, then we're gonna need something different in midfield. We are.
It's a worry. It is a worry. I know, we've talked about that game a lot longer than what we wanted.
Haunted by Souček, mate. Souček and James Ward-Prowse. I know they're going to be starting next season. I know they are. I'm defeated now. I hold my hands up. I'm defeated.
I can't see it. Not just also because I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I can't see it because I do think that there's going to be a lot of people going at the door. I do believe that. So he's going to have money to spend. He will have money to spend, and it'll be his vision. I do believe that it'll be his vision. So I've
been told as well. People are saying this here. Where are we? So Mice Collective. There we are. Souček, Soufal, Moisasaurus fans will be going to Everton. Now look, I don't know how true this is. Do you know who the owners are of Everton? They own another club, don't they? Apparently, they have a club policy of not buying a player over 28 years old.
Oh, well then.
Well, they have a policy themselves of not buying players over 28 years old. I saw that earlier on. I don't know whether there's any truth in that. I don't know whether they've just made a signing which completely blows that out of the water. But yeah, because don't forget, he's 30 now. He's so... And Soufal, I know he's a free transfer. That might be a little bit different, because you know that Moyes would take them if he could, and I fucking wish he would take them. I'd drive them up there. I would.
Well, let's see though. Let's see if Souček and Soufal go over and Mickey shaves it up. You go fuck yourself, Gareth. This hair ain't getting shaved off. But then it all depends if they want to back their manager, doesn't it? Like he's done. Let's be honest, he's done really fucking well with Everton since he's been there.
Yeah.
That's a big jump. So they might go. Okay.
He is playing with a load of players. If you look at their midfield, somebody made this point earlier on. there's people in that team playing at the moment, really fast, dynamic sort of midfielders and players. They're players that Moyes would never buy.
I'll be honest with you.
He would never buy them.
I'd rather keep Souček and Soufal, get rid of fucking Mavra shitty pants Barnes. I can't stand him.
Look, listen. If we were to keep Souček and use him as an impact player on the bench,
yes,
then I'd be fine. But the issue is, we know that is never going to happen. If that man's here, he's starting.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a good... Look, I love Souček as a person. There's no doubt in that. But he's a bit of an hindrance to us when he's playing. Yes, he can pop up with a goal here and there.
He scores a goal every 5-6 games.
The overall gameplay of his 90 minutes is bad. Like, he's not good. So,
no.
It's not good. Okay, so how about the other thing, the story that's coming about Todibo and the Man United.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound like a story. That sounds like fact. That sounds like Todibo's going to be going. No, apparently, from what I've looked, listen, I thought it was absolute bollocks. I thought there's no way that there could be any truth in that. And I've made a few phone calls today. I'm not saying it's gospel, but from what I've been told today, he's gone. He's going to be going.
No, so today, I can't see it.
No, that's what I've been. I don't know.
Yeah, but this was a story before we even got to Debo.
Because it sounded like bollocks.
But this was a story before we even got to Debo, right?
Yeah.
So before we got him, Man United wanted him, but there was that saying about because he owned both clubs or part of both clubs that they couldn't do that because they were both in Europe. Something was weird with it. So, pew, 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 pew,
cheers,
pew,
Stevie
pew.
Bell.
So, something was weird with it anyway, and that was a story that come up. But we got it. I just don't believe what we went to sell him for. Exactly what we got him from. So, we bought him for like 40 million, and we meant to sell him for 40 million.
It's like we're a holding club. Apparently, what they're saying is it's the only. Well, from what I'm told, it's the only way that Todibo and his agent would agree to the deal.
To then move on to Man United. But then, if that is the case, just say that is true. There needs to be a fucking big investigation, because that's moody. That's a dodgy little number, that is. So I don't like it, and I don't believe it. I really don't.
Well, especially when you think about it. I mean, we haven't really had any value out of the player. We can see he's a good player, but he's been injured half the fucking time. You know, it's frustrating. We could have gone and bought someone else for 40 million if he was only going to be here for a fucking year.
Well, I just can't see it, because if the idea when we bought him, it was a case of
that's a loan, Mick.
But it wasn't even that, Nick. But when we bought him, it was a case of right, you need to play X amount of games before we buy you. But if we was always going to sell him to Man United, why put that clause in there? No, I don't. I'm not having it. I really don't believe it.
Mice Collective says Mavropanos is an impact player for the other team. He actually is.
Right, he is.
He actually is. He actually is.
He really is.
But no, look, for me, this is how, with a fully fit squad towards the end of the season, if I'm not seeing a team like this, and I'm still seeing somehow James Ward-Prowse and fucking Thomas Souček playing 90 minutes in the team like that, then do you know what? I'll be fine. But my hopes for next season, I ain't going to be getting hyped up for next year. Not at all. If that's what I'm seeing towards the end of this season. And especially if you believe that this is a pre-season, they're all free hits, it don't matter, then there's even more reason why he should be blooding in his new players now. The ones that he wants to be part of his team next season. They're the ones that should be part of this fucking team.
I agree. Now, and if it is a pre-season, then why not just fucking play open style football if it is a pre-season? Because then what's the point in solidifying a defence and everything if it is just pre-season? It's not. You get 6 weeks at pre-season. I think his pre-season ended. Shave the Lego clip on there. Gary, mate, you're a mouthy little fuck. Gary is a mouthy fuck. I forgot even what I was saying now.
You're getting blitzed, mate.
He's got no fucking hair. Gary Eggety, he's got no hair. He's jealous. He wants me to shave off so I can send him some.
Do you know Gary?
No, I have no idea who he is.
Yeah. So look, I'm gonna share this anyway, right? So I'm not gonna say it because I think sometimes it's better when I can actually stick it on screen. So 1 minute, give us a minute, and I'll load this up. Keep pretending to put the comments up, Mick. I know you can't do it.
No, I can't do that. Rather in the Mavraponi, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Taylor Harwood Bellis? I've seen one game of him, and
he's a salt house client, so it could happen.
Is he? Yeah, I see one game of him. He looked all right. I've not seen him since. I've heard that he fell off. Steve, next season is going to be worse. Right, who said that comment? You know very well it was Hammers Mikey. Next season's going to get where. He's always so happy, Hammers Mikey. You know what he once said to me, right? Didn't you, Mikey? Actually, I'm a positive person.
I think he is. I think he's just West Ham dragging him down.
I've never seen him say one positive comment. Give me a positive comment, Mikey.
But look, listen. This is the type of thing that I want to be seeing. Let's take that comment off a minute. This is the type of thing that I want to be seeing. Oh, mate, get off. Sorry, I'll put you back on in a second. No offense, LTL. So Areola in goal, obviously. Wan-Bissaka as a right centre back. Tadibo in the middle. Kilman on the left side, which is where he was best when he was when he played for Wolves as well. We know all of those players can function there. Wan-Bissaka would be an amazing back three. And then you've got Alvarez and Paqueta in the middle. And that's like a box midfield. So almost your Kudus and Bowen would be operating as almost 2 10s that would switch over and help out with Scholes and Somerville. That's typically how he does like to play, with a box midfield. You know Bowen's going to get back and help out. You know that Kudus will get back and help out as well. Scholes will cut in. You've got Somerville as well. It will come inside. And we've seen Somerville operate against Aston Villa on that right hand side as well. So with a fully fit squad, if we're not seeing something like this, and somehow you're telling me he ain't got the tools, that's why James Ward-Prowse and Suchek are in that fucking team in the middle. If towards the end of the season that's what we're seeing, then I'm sorry, something's badly wrong. It's badly wrong for me at that point.
I agree with that lineup. I agree with that. Gary, sorry, mate. Yeah, I know it's only banter, brother. It's only banter for me as well. Go on. Good to go. No, I agree with this team, this lineup. This lineup will give you a good balance of both. It'll give you a good balance of defence and an attacking output. I do believe that. And we all know Paqueta.
He gets stuck in.
But
also, he ain't the last line of defence there, because Alvarez would be the 6, Paqueta would be an 8. He'd be the one that gets you up the field. Alvarez could sit and shield, because the issue is, we see Alvarez at the moment picking the ball up, right, and running up the field with it. Why is he doing that? Because he's got fucking Suchek next to him. That's why. Suchek can't carry the ball. If he's got Paqueta next to him, all he's got to do is feed it to Pac-Man, who's got runners everywhere in front of him. He's got Scholes there, Somerville over there, Bowen and Kudus. He'll be having a field day from back there.
Scholes would be a rubbish wing back. He doesn't take his man on. Do you think? I think that he's done all right as a wing back.
He's getting a lot of stick from some fans. I don't get it.
I think he's doing all right. I think he puts a good cross in, a good thing. And don't forget, look, for me, he's a starter now. But I also think. That there's a lot more to come from him.
Yeah,
a lot more to come from him. So I'll be happy with it.
This does blow the myth away, though, and it is a myth that we've got a shit group of players. My fucking God, have a look at that graphic. We have not got a shit group of players.
No, absolutely not.
We really haven't. He ain't working with. Give him Ipswich's fucking team, and he could moan. So what I'm saying is, he ain't got a shit group of players, and there's stars everywhere there. You've got youth in there as well, which is all credit to him. He's brought Scholes in, and thank God he has. And I think I disagree with that comment. I think he's better than Emerson, and he's a better option than Emerson now. I think he's
definitely shit.
He should have solidified his place in that team, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
so that is a massive tick box for me. That is. But these players, if they're not being played towards the end of the season, there's only one thing that's telling me, and that is that we're getting ready to farm them out, and he's playing the players that he is going to centre the team around.
Do you know what? Look, listen, I'm always a big believer.
That bothers me.
I'm always a big believer in differences of opinions. I do like it, and I like that. But Mark, really, Scholes just keeps passing back. I can't see it. Like, I don't see it, Mark. I really don't. I think he takes on players. I really do. But I'm gonna look at him even more now to see.
But also, Mark, Scholes just keeps passing back. So you're clearly frustrated with this brand of football, because this is what they're instructed to do. So the style of play, like particularly against Leicester, it is don't risk losing possession. If you've got, don't take unnecessary risks. If you've got players in front of you, go back, go sideways. That is a problem. So if you've got players that are following instructions, you can't really have a go at the players.
And do you know what though, Reg? When you said that, that's all we've got though, Nick. No bench. I think we ain't got that bad of a bench. We've had worse benches, but you have got people that can come on for certain people, but they just don't use them. Like the Guilherme, that's a big one for me.
Yeah, I mean, this is really bothering me as well. And do you know what? Fair enough. If Ferguson comes good with 5 games to go and he bashes in fucking 8 goals and he looks brilliant, whatever, then you can say, oh, fair enough. He's been giving him time. He's been bedding him in, and now look, we're reaping
that's
the benefits.
Him. Is that him? That's that geezer, is he? That's Roy Keane's brother, like a son-in-law sort of thing.
Oh, I didn't know. Taylor Harwood Bellis, yeah.
Yeah, now I know who he's talking about now. Yeah, I've seen more of him, yeah. He's all right. How much are they asking for him?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I'm not too sure. I mean, he was highly rated when he was
highly rated.
He's another one from the Man City academy, isn't he?
I think so. Yeah,
Harwood Bellis.
Was. Yeah,
Harwood Bellis, but the Guilherme one that's really bothering. I was going back to Ferguson. Sorry, if he
Randy.
the last 5 games he clicks in, and you can say, yeah, fair enough, he's done the right thing at that point. But if we get towards the end of the season and we've been wasting 30 minutes towards the end of the game and we're still just seeing the same player who to me looks lackluster as fuck, it ain't even about his ability. He don't seem that bothered. I'm not seeing like loads of effort from him. He just seems like he's a bit invisible when you bring him on the pitch. So if we do that, and then all the while you've got Guilherme on there, because this is the other thing as well. If we're looking at this this Brighton model where you're taking young players and you're sort of developing them, well, this kind of goes counter to all of that, because I don't give a shit what anyone says. I don't care whether people think he ain't up to the mark or whatever else. We don't know until you throw him on the pitch and you see what he does. You actually give him some meaningful minutes. I like what I've seen of Guilherme in the very little time that we've seen him. I really do.
So have I, and I think that there's been games that have been crying out for him. Like we needed that pace.
Arsenal. I think that would have helped.
Yeah, I said the same thing, because you take a striker off. It's not you bringing a forward player on for a defender or a defender off for a forward player. But that's when we should have done it. Randy, I did see your comment as well a couple of times. How many signings do I think we need to change? Do you know what? For me, it all depends on the seat and who goes. Whoever's going to go. I think we do need to shore up that defence. I think we need another centre-back. I think we need another probably couple in midfield. But it's going to depend on who goes out the door for me. So I just don't know, mate. I could see it. It can either be minimal players in, or it could be another big overall. All depends who's going to be out the door.
Yeah. Oh, well, like I said, I think if we lose, I mean, my big thing for next year as well is Potts. I want to see Potts brought into this team next year.
Well, we've had this discussion. Everyone said Potts. I think I was probably the only one that said Earthy.
Yeah, no.
I would like to see Earthy. I know they're 2 different players.
But, that. But what I'm saying is, well, look, Earthy could be a shout as well, because don't forget, Earthy's more of an attacking midfielder. So if we were to lose a Paqueta and a Kudus and Soler goes back, we're going to be lacking in attacking midfielders. Then all of a sudden, the door opens for Earthy. It does. So there could be more. There could be a shout for Earthy then. Yeah, I like him. I like what I saw. I don't think he should have gone out on loan. Personally.
No, nor do I. Nor do I. When you get someone like Rodriguez taking up a position who done nothing really. But Emma's Mikey, nice one, mate. He's gifted a membership and Nicky's jumped straight on it. Go on, brother.
Cheers, mate.
Nice
Top
one,
man, Mikey. Good man.
So I think that we have got.
Actually, he does. He should get a pew pew for that.
You got a pew 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 pew.
Yeah.
It was a bit shitty, really. That some of them went out on loan, and they've got people like Guido in and all that stuff.
Darren, can you tell me one player that wasn't passing sideways a lot? Tell me one. Tell me one player that was playing forward passes on Thursday. One player. Areola. He's the only one that was passing forward because he can't pass fucking sideways.
But he was passing sideways. That's the fucking thing. He was passing sideways.
I know.
Look, this is where you got
no one else. Aaron. There was one other player that was passing forward. No one was.
This is where you got to look at it.
Backwards, sideways, backwards, mate.
So this is where you got to look at it, right? And this is what we say about what we've been seeing so far. It's been boring football, and it has been boring football. Maybe it's been a necessity at the moment. Who knows? But it has been boring football, and that's what we say.
Yeah.
So when you get people go, I don't. When you look at people like Scholes and that passing backwards and sideways, that was the majority of the team because that's how they've been asked to play.
It weren't the majority of the team. It was the entirety of the fucking team. There weren't one player passing forward. Not one. Mate, there weren't.
No, I don't think there was.
It weren't one player. It's what I don't understand. But you always get people that pick out one. You always get people that pick out. It's like they all came out and they went, "Oh, Kudus was shit. He was no more shit than Bowen. Bowen scored a shitty goal from a corner. Apart from that, what did Bowen do? And I'm not blaming Bowen. That style of football, they're nullified for fuck's sake. You're taking. These are two players that thrive in a fast attacking game, and you're strangling them. You're asking them to stand there while and wait, and they're up against a settled defence. It ain't no good for them. It's not.
No, I agree. Like Randy just asked, how do I really feel about Potter? Look, listen, I like everything that Potter's done. Right, I'll hear me out here. Apart from the way he's played football at the moment. Genuinely. I'm really frustrated with the subs. I don't get them. They blow my mind.
Every sub. I mean, he basically brought Leicester into the game the other day.
Blows my mind. Them subs I just could not understand.
Yeah.
So that blows my mind. I like how he sort of, there is an uplift in the West Ham fan base and everything else. I like that what he brought there.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm going to make my mind up really properly when he gets a start of a season and see what we like then. For me, it's dead this season. He's just dead this season.
Yeah, I'm not one to mince me words. I like Potter. I like what he's done. There's positives. There's a lot of them with him as well. But there's a lot of fucking concerns that I've got as well. And do you know what? I am fully with Potter because I like him. It would take nothing to fucking win me over. Look at me after the Arsenal game. It would take nothing to win me over. But I've got a lot of concerns that need to be put to rest. And if they're not come the end of the season, I won't be calling for his head. I'm just going to accept that we're going to be shit next year. That's what I'm going to accept because I am. Because there's just no point at that. We have been shit in the league now for 3 years. If we have another year with that fucking midfield, oh mate, it's just going to be one of them. It is what it is. We've had our time. That would prove to me then we've had our time under Sullivan and Brady, and we're not going to have it again. You know.
See, look at Kent's comment now, Nick.
Hang on, I have to go down the bottom. Where is it?
No, see, it's about the fourth one up. Like that's not encouraging. It's not encouraging for me personally because we keep saying I'm not going to change my mind. I want entertaining football. Of course, we want to see. When someone says about entertaining and lose or being boring and win, it's not mutually exclusive. We kept saying that it's not mutually exclusive.
I had the same comment on my video the other day. It was a Moyes comment. A guy said to me, "Nick, would you rather be bored and get 3 points or play exciting football and lose?"
We had that. We had that all under
Moyes. Ask Bournemouth, Brighton, Fulham fans. You don't have to fucking choose. If you do have to choose, there's a problem.
But also the other problem with asking a question like that or thinking like we're not at the same level as we was when we had Moyes and how we felt about Moyes. We're not there. We're literally just watching a game of football that we're being played and commenting on it. And if anyone can say they really felt so much enjoyment watching that game against Leicester, then I fuck knows what you're watching.
Yeah. Look. There is another side of this as well. All right. So what you have to understand is different people like different things. Okay. So I think there would be some, I suppose, modern football purists that will appreciate the tactical side of the game. They'll appreciate that. Wow, look how we're controlling the game. They will, and I'm not taking the piss, boring bastards. I'm not taking the piss out of you. But there will be some people that really appreciate that. There will be, and that's fine. I get that, but I can't make.
That's what they might like to see. That
I can't make myself enjoy that.
No,
I can't. I just want to see. Do you know what I miss? I miss two teams of 4-4-2 where they just go at each other for 90 minutes, kicking lumps out of each other. Best team wins. That's what I miss.
Yeah, I miss that. Do you know? I was thinking though, like the striker basically. he's kind of dead. Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
we used to banter sort of like Colton Cole, yeah, for missing opportunities. But you'd love a striker in any team like Colton Cole right now, because his numbers were shit for the strikers back then, but they're probably good for strikers in nowadays football, because no one's doing anything. Because it is that what did you say? It's like a human game of chess.
It's like human chess now.
And
Football
as
as a whole.
Like,
Well,
not just West Ham,
mate.
as a game
Well,
as a whole.
what
That's
you're
why I do
what
like
you're seeing
watching
now.
Liverpool in the
What
past.
you're seeing now in virtually any game, apart from a couple, right? I watched a fucking blinding game last week. It was Palace versus Villa. And that was two teams going end to end to end to end. It was fucking brilliant. It was a brilliant game of football. It was literally Aston Villa. I think they won 3-1 or 4-1 Palace, but Villa had 2 goals disallowed. It was literally end to end. Brilliant game to watch. Nowadays, typically what you get is one team setting up with a low block, who's the slightly inferior team, versus the better team who's set up to do, more possession-based football. That's normally what you get. So you get one team trying to play football, one team trying to stop football from being played and play on a counter attack.
Yeah.
That's and that for me is just dull.
But like you just said that
football.
game there. I watched I don't know if anyone else did, but watched the Man United v Ipswich game. That was another one.
Yeah.
To end. I was so entertained with it. I said my favourite non-West Ham game to watch in the season is Newcastle v Liverpool. It really is. Just something from, I remember their Sprilia days and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that. But so it's always a game I like watching. But I ended up watching the rest of the Man United Ipswich game because it was so entertaining. And obviously the draw would have done us better, but I would have liked to have seen Ipswich beat Man United, in all fairness. But yeah, that was another game. You do get them every now and then, but the majority is the Pep Guardiola fucking trying to work ways around it. It's not a bit of me.
But Plasto 1965 agreed to football shit, but Souček is a constant. Don't I fucking know it? I mean, I'm not being funny. I'd be a constant on 100 grand a week. I'd be out there every game. You wouldn't want me on the fucking pitch, mind, but I'd be out there. I'd be out there every game. I would be. I
can hardly walk at the moment because we dodgy knee, but I'll be fucking out there earning my money.
But look, and the thing is, it is unfair. It's actually unfair on the player as well, because Souček has been a very good servant to West Ham. He has been a good servant. But you know what? I'm just desperate for us to move on from this style of football, because it's like if you play Andy Carroll up front. If you play Andy Carroll up front, you're going to be a long ball team. If you play Thomas Souček in midfield, you ain't playing fucking. You're not going to be cutting many teams open. You're not, and you're going to get cut through in midfield. So it's a worry. You can't afford. See, with Thomas Souček, his main attribute is scoring goals, which is like not a lot. He scored 6 this season. You can get away with doing fuck all in the game and scoring a goal if you're a striker. Midfielders can't. They can't. They've got to do more.
See, this is why I can't see him starting with Souček next season, because if Potter is a possession-based manager, and that's how he likes to see. You're right, Lawrence, mate. Ain't thinking for a long time. If he's at possession-based manager, that's not Souček's game. He's not a possession-based player, because we know he can't do it. So if he does stay, he's got to be that impact sub. Like
Can I just address this? Mickey's not on the comments, Gazwads. I'm not skipping any comments. I'm skipping large chunks of them. It's impossible to sit here and talk on the screen and read all the comments. What I'm doing is I look and I think, fuck, there's another 100 messages coming there. So I have to whiz through and then grab another couple. We don't ignore your comments. I promise you we don't.
But can you also acknowledge, Gazwads, what a great job I usually do on comments. You know what I mean? He's fucking hard. It is hard. It keeps coming at you fast. It is hard. So it is a skill to do. So
it is difficult. It's not something I'm very good at. I can't multitask.
People used to go, "Oh, you only pick the comments you want." No, mate. Up the comments I don't see. They go so fast.
I know. But yeah. So what's this one? So we will never build a good team with this lot in charge because I only want donkeys, and we would get a good player every now and then to appease us. look. I do truly believe that if Potter doesn't get backed, he will struggle. He will, because I don't think he is the magician that people have got him down as. I mean, there's nothing to say that is the case. He did do well at Brighton towards the end. You know, they made a bit of a climb, and then halfway through that season, where he was at his best with them, they was 8th or something in the league. Chelsea grabbed him, but I just he needs backing. You know, we're not talking about Pep Guardiola here. We're genuinely not. He's a good manager, and I'm happy with him. But to think that we're going to be okay in the Premier League by stripping out all of our best players and then gambling on I don't know what, then it just concerns me. It does. It does concern me. I'm worried about next season.
I,
I'm
I
worried. I'll be honest with you. I'm not looking forward to it, Mick.
I'm different. I'm a bit different. And Gaz Ways, if you can put a comment up to apologise, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit different. I'm not stressing out about next season yet. I really ain't. I think it's because that there is literally nothing really to play for apart from finishing above Everton. Everyone wants that, don't they?
Yeah.
We don't want him to get above us. So for me, the season is dead. I'm not worried about next season. I'm just going to see how it goes in that pre-season. Who comes in, who goes. Then I worry when it happens.
I think as well, a lot of my frustrations as well isn't anything to do with the manager, right? So it isn't, because I am incredibly frustrated with this club now. You know, with what they did after Moyes going for Lopetegui, and then do you know what? Giving Lopetegui a little bit of slack as well. They didn't back him. I mean, what the fuck did he walk into there? He walked into Tim Stein, who had been alienated. There were 2 people that weren't working with each other. The transfer window, it was 3 players each, Sullivan and Tim. It was a fucking mess, even that he had to walk into. So even Lopetegui, they didn't really give him the best possible chance of doing anything. And I'm just don't trust this fucking club anymore. And what worries me most about Potter is what we all like about him. So he's a nice guy. That worries me, because I just think they're going to shit all over him. And I know he's a friend of Karen Brady and this, that, the other. But Brady and Sullivan, they'd sell their fucking kids for a pound note. I'm not being funny. These are not people that are loyal to anyone apart from themselves. They're not.
No.
When it comes to fucking making money, that means it's going to mean nothing.
No, it's disgusting. It's disgusting how he's run, and that is the worry. But that's going to be a worry no matter who's in charge. Like as a manager, that's always going to be the worry that what else can they do?
I'm going to go to the comments, Greg, because I'm fucking missing them all here. I'm just going to put them up, stressing me out. Go on, there you go. I'm just doing that.
Yeah, that is. And then we're nearly coming off now, so that's a bit late. But yeah, that's always going to be a worry why they're in charge. Nick, do you know what I mean? That's out of our hands. It's just not worth stressing about at the moment, because been such a shit start to the season.
It's been a shit season.
It has been a shit season.
Shit.
So I've had enough of it, really, to be down in that. I do try and stay positive as much as I can.
But what I'm saying is, right, this is what's really bothering me, is this season is dead. It is. We're not going to get in Europe. We're not going to get relegated. We're just not. So why on God's green fucking earth would you not be thinking to yourself, as a club, as a collective, to say, I tell you what, just fucking go out there, play some good football and entertain these fans. Even if it's from a business point of view, if you're looking at trying to get season ticket holders to come back in next season, because it's miserable in that place. Especially at home, we just need some excitement. We need some excitement. At the moment, someone said to me the other day, and I'm not talking about Leicester, they said, would you rather, I've already said it already, would you rather play boring and win, or would you rather play exciting and lose? At this stage, if I'm going to a game, I'm going to be perfectly honest, we've got nothing to play for now. I'd rather just watch an exciting game of fucking football. That's what I'd rather do. I'd rather watch our players go out there, really take it to the opposition. If you lose 4-3, you lose 4-3. Because we ain't getting relegated. We ain't getting in top 6. We're playing for fuck all. So at this stage, for me, yeah, we're not. It's not
let's see.
The guy followed it. The guy followed it up with. Sorry, Mick.
Go on, mate.
On that comment, he followed it up with. Don't forget, George Graham. He won the title with Arsenal. You know, boring Arsenal just getting 1-0, and you're like, yeah. But you know what? Arsenal got rewarded for miserable football with a league title. What we're talking about is miserable football for mid-table.
Yeah,
no,
unless bums on seats, no one's going over there. We couldn't even. There was a bloke. Sorry, mate, I can't remember your name, but he was giving a fucking away on the terraces, and no one took it. No one took it because no one wanted to go.
Mate, no, you can't. You literally can't give tickets away.
So with the Potter thing that you're saying, entertainment. Listen, always will say entertainment first for me. It really is personally, but. Let's see. Although I agree with you, we're not going to get relegated. It is too far, but mathematically, we're not safe yet.
Oh, we are safe, mate. Leicester are dead.
No. But I'm saying mathematically, right? So just officially, we're not safe yet. We are, but we're not. So let's just see that once we mathematically can't get relegated, maybe it'll start changing and let the players a bit looser than what they are now. We'll see a bit more then. Hopefully, maybe fingers crossed. We might not, but I don't know. At the moment, it's not entertaining at all.
No, but Mark, I'm not complaining. I'm just literally so nervous. Like I said to you, I'm desperate to be proven wrong on this. But I've been proven wrong all this season. Like I said, when Lopetegui came in the end, I thought we were going to be playing brilliant football. We've won the transfer window. Souček's going to be out of the team. Potter came in. I didn't want him, but I got on board with that as well, and I am on board with him. And he's basically, I thought, you know what, he's going to play a passing game. Souček's going to be out of the team. We're going to be seeing more from our players. It will suit the players that we've got. I'm just not fucking seeing it. I'm not. I'm not. Hopefully it will change. You know, I can't. Do you think we're ever going to see West Ham play attacking football again? Here's a question for you. Yeah, in the chat, give me an answer. Do you think we're ever going to see West Ham be an attacking team again? Because to me, that's not our identity anymore. I think it's just been changed permanently now.
But then also, okay, then so my question to you then. So answer that question in the chat if you can, people. What Nick just asked. But my question to you then, Nick, is it just a West Ham thing, or is that now more of a Premier League thing because of the Pep Guardiola effect?
Well, it's not, is it? If you look at Fulham, you look at Bournemouth, you look at Brighton. No, it's not.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a genuine question.
Yeah, in fact, that style of football, the possession-based game, you're seeing that being phased out, Mick. How many other teams apart from Man City play it now?
No, I don't know. But then at the same time, this season, I've been so disheartened.
There ain't many.
No, I've been so disheartened with what I like, so bored of watching it. I've watched about 5 other games that ain't West Ham, and so I've not watched many games this season in the Premier League. I really ain't. So,
yeah. Richard Hunt says, repeat the question. Will we be seeing attacking football at West Ham anytime soon? There you
Cole's gone, not while Sullivan is here. He'd be happy with 17th every season and counting his agent pan notes. Bill said, I think football has changed, which is what my kind of thing was saying, but I've not watched enough.
That's the case. I don't like it. I'm going to take up knitting.
No, I don't like it. Big Phil, to play attacking football. Sorry, he's gone. I can't. I'm sure he had a good point, Big Phil. Looked like 11 nobles on the pitch for Leicester, sideways and back way.
Yeah, but Ironic says there, he says you need a lot of money or a well-run club. Well, we've got both. We've spent so much money, and we're not a well-run club. So what we're saying is we are so badly run that we just need to shit us our way to survival every season. Is that what we're saying?
Cheers, Tim. Thanks, mate.
I mean, that's miserable, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
It is, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is miserable. It's not, I don't know. It's miserable. There's not much else we can say to that. Fucking hell.
I know.
Look
but
how
like
many
I said,
teams I hated that. I hated that against, was that against Arsenal? Obviously, we didn't concede, but I hated that playing from the back and all that.
I'll tell you what, but against Newcastle, right? We're coming up against Newcastle. They ain't been great this year. We've beaten once. Now they're missing Isaac. He ain't going to be playing. Apparently, he's got quite a bad injury. And you've got Gordon, who's a really important player for them.
And
we're apparently going to have a couple of players back. We've got to go for that at home.
And they've got their cup final 5 days after.
Yeah, we've got to go for it. But how do you reckon how do you predict that we're going to set up and play in that game, Mick? Now, from what you've seen, how do you predict we're going to set up and play?
The same as what we see Leicester, and
it's going to be the same.
It's going to be the same. It's going to be nothing different. There might even be one player change, maybe, or two if you're lucky. But it's going to be the same setup. It's going to be the same way of playing.
Yeah.
Safety first. It's very definitely safety first this season under Potter at the moment. But that's why I'm saying when it's mathematically impossible for us to get relegated, then hopefully he might start being a bit more creative because he can be. So let's just see. That's where I am with it right now.
Yeah, I just think that I don't think that the Leicester performance is going to be an anomaly. I think that's going to be a regular occurrence. Yeah. That's what I think. And look, it will result in 3 points. Of course, it will result in 3 points. If you're playing an inferior team and you take no risks whatsoever, you'll just get the 3 points done, really, without fuss. But look, maybe all of this is me worrying over nothing and me, pissing you lot off over nothing. Because we'll come up against Newcastle, we'll fucking blitz them, then we'll play Everton and we'll beat Everton. Do you know what I mean? And then we'll play Wolves and we'll get progressively better. It could happen. There's no reason it can't.
If we play great against Newcastle and we win, mostly you'll do your ramble. Do you know what I mean? Your ramble thing. So you'll do that and you'll critique that performance, like you critique the other performances. That's your opinion on it. So you're entitled to do, if we play shit, we play shit. Let them, say it.
But Gary says he's hopeful of him. He's cementing his position and he's hopeful of him implementing a more attacking style next season. Gary, go and do a little bit of research on him, on Potter. I have done. I must admit, I didn't really know too much about him. He doesn't. He's not an attacking manager, mate. He's not.
That is the worry. I've heard it a couple of times from people
he's a pragmatist.
I mean, Kent Hammers says it, and Kent knows his shit. Let's be fair. Kent does know his stuff. So,
and he's definitely good at setting up a defence. We've got better defensively.
100%. And that was needed. I'm not saying that what you've done is not needed. Yeah. Of course, it's just it is a bit. Do you know what I mean? Well, it's a lot. When we watch the games. It's a struggle to watch. They're not enjoying enjoyment games. So let's just see. Fuck knows. But I don't know. I don't know what else to say now, Nick, on that.
Mega Droid, not trying to trigger Nick, but do we play better without Paqueta? Well, have we played better? Would you say that's played better? I don't think we played better.
Yeah, Mega Droid. It's one of my favourite names to say. Mega Droid. I think it's fantastic. Mega Droid. But
I think we've got to get used to playing without him. So
got better results, no doubt.
I think we've got to get used to playing without him, definitely.
But not play better. Potter flung Scholes in just to keep the fans inside. Come on, Hammers Mikey. I disagree. Well, okay, just say he did. Scholes has took that opportunity and now solidified his place as number one.
I think there might have been a little bit of a tick box exercise initially to win favour immediately with the fans because he wouldn't have known too much about Scholes or anything like that. And obviously coming in, it's good PR. But the fact that he's stuck with him and Scholes has taken his chance and he's now part of the team, then that proves that it's more than that to a degree because it's proved that Potter will. I do actually think there's something in that. I do think that Potter, because the fans try and win the fans over, it would have been a case of, we try and get a kid in the team because especially with us being the Academy of Football and the fans banging on about it all the time, he would be aware of that. And that would be an instant win. But in doing so, he's proven that it wasn't just a tick box exercise because he's continually used Scholes, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know if I believe that because I honestly believe that someone like Moyes and Lopetegui missed a massive opportunity in not playing Scholes. I'm not alone in saying that I was really advocating for him to start more games a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Everyone else was saying it. We saw that in the European games and that he come on and played. He was fantastic. He should have been starting more games. So I'm not fully on board with him choosing Scholes just to appease the fans.
No,
but
not now. Not now. He's not.
No, not now. No. But I don't think he's done that at the start. I think that when you look at Emerson, his form was shit when it come in. I think Creswell had an injury at the time, so the only other one was Scholes. I think that it was more. All right, let's see what he's got then. What have I got to lose? And he's come in and he's proper now. He's took his opportunity, and now for me, the starter of that left wing back, if that's what it is.
Yeah. No, that's fine, mate. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to wrap it up now anyway. I'll tell you what, there's been loads more people in here tonight than what I thought there'd be. We've got almost
been quite good, though, to
almost
be fair,
almost 400 people. I weren't expecting that at all this weekend.
No,
I thought it'd be dead.
Sort of, although like we do a Sunday show, it was kind of, are we going to do one tonight? It was kind of late, making our mind up late, but yeah, I'm glad we've done it. It's been quite fun. Really.
It has been good. It has been good. And like I said, I've wanted to sort of get a few bits off me chest in public as well, because look, you know me, I'm not a gaslighter. I will say it as I see it. One thing I will say is Potter will get an awful lot more patience from me than what other people have. He will, but he is not going to be impervious to criticism. He's fucking
shouldn't be.
He ain't going to be at all. He will get criticised, and I'm here to be won over. But we're at the stage now where, for me, in terms of me completely buying into what a lot of everyone else has, for me to be loving what I'm seeing and this, that, the other, and thinking that Potter's the man, he's got to win me over. He has, because he's given me too many things that I'm having nightmares over at the moment. Just that midfield, sort of midfield out. Get Streak out of midfield. I'll be all right.
Potter, if you're watching, sort that fucking midfield out.
Get him out. Just sell him to
Moyes.
Club. Fuck's sake. That's when you know. That's when you know it's done. Gary, thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, Gary.
Top man. There's only one. I only gave him one thumb. You only get one thumb for £2. Cheers, mate. I'm only joking. But yeah. Okay. Right. Let's go. Anyway. I hope we haven't pissed you all off. I hope we haven't given you all nightmares. You know, it's only me moaning. I moan all the fucking time, don't I? So it don't matter.
Yeah, we've done all right, I think. It's all right. It's been a good show. Thanks
Speak to you all later. Cheers, everyone.